Hi guys, in this video I'll be talking about transcripts. Transcript is an important application document, so important as your other documents like statements of purpose, your academic CV, your recommendation letter, and so on. Transcript is very important, and for graduate school applications to the US, Canada, UK, Europe, and every other countries, you need your transcripts as one of the key application documents. And I've seen most graduates when they graduate from school and they are talking about gathering their applications document. They talk about certificate. I have to get my certificate. I'll need it to apply for scholarship. I need to go to graduate school abroad. I need my certificate. No. You don't need your certificates for all these compulsorily. The most important document that you would need to use for your application is your transcript, because a graduate school want to see your performance course by course during your undergraduate studies, and the only document that shows this is your transcript. So you only need your certificate for job purposes and other related purposes. So your transcript is very important for graduate school applications. And the one of the major thing that you need to know about your transcript is most school they will tell you that you need to have a very strong CGPA, and I think they will say CGPA of 3.0 out of 4.0. And I think for the case of Nigeria, that's a very good 2-1. So they might say that's what they require. And you need to also know the 4.0 scale is used by the US schools, and every other countries they have their own grading scale. Like we have in Nigeria here, some schools we have they are grading based on 4.0, some on 5.0, some on 7.0. Some are even just converted from 7.0 back to 5.0. So every countries have got their own grading scale. But let me say in the US, they will say you need a grade of 3.0 out of 4.0 as a good CGPA. Please, I can tell you that it does not mean that when you have a lower CGPA, something lesser than 3.0, you cannot apply. And it does not also mean that because you have that 3.0 grade, you are automatically qualified for even scholarships. No, it does not really matter. So you have to marry this your CGPA with a whole lot of other documents. Even if you have a low CGPA and you have other documents, other requirements that are very strong, it can boost your chance. Take for example, you have a lower CGPA than 3.0, and you have a very strong statement of purpose. You have a very good academic CV, and you have a advisor that can vouch for you, write well about you, talk well about you as regards your research, your interactions in class, and you even have a very strong research experience. By the time you put all this together, even you have a testing score, maybe GRE, TOEFL, though they are not so compulsory. Imagine you have them. By the time you bring them together, even with a lower CGPA than 3.0, you can even stand a better chance than somebody that has even higher than 3.0 CGPA. And at the same time, you have a CGPA of 3.0 or even higher, and every other requirement as mentioned earlier, the recommendation letter, maybe just an open letter, your research experience is zero, your statement of purpose maybe it's copy and paste and cannot even speak well about you. No. You will realize that somebody with a lower CGPA would even take a graduate school slot that is available on the fully funded base. So all these qualifications or profile they go pari passu, but having a very strong CGPA is also cool. And I also want to let you know that for the purpose of your application, most schools will require official transcripts. Some will say they require unofficial transcripts. It depends. And in the case of unofficial transcripts, that's where some of us have issues. And the better strength of this video is addressing that area, particularly for some of us that we are from this part of my country, say Nigeria, and where we have challenges getting our unofficial transcripts. But most schools, you see, they are not giving it by hand. And you need this transcript, you have to upload it to the school platform by yourself for the purpose of admission. So how do you go about all this? How do you go about it? So that's where most of us miss the chance, miss admission, and the key thing that I will advise you can do in this regard is that for an unofficial transcript, there are some schools that they give results semester by semester. You can go to your department, get your semester based results signed and stamped by the department. If you have all this from your year one to the final year, or in the one to the to HND2, signed and stamped by the department, sincerely you can use this as unofficial transcript. This is allowed by graduate school. So just collate all this, use it for your applications. It's allowed. We've seen people that use this and they get admission decision with this. And at the same time, in a case where a school will like, no, we cannot give you on transcript by hand, you can only send it to the school directly, which the school you are applying to require that you upload the transcripts by yourself unofficial. That after you must admission decision must have been taken, that's when they will need or require the official transcript. What you can do in this case is that most of us, or we just have to have a way around it. That just apply for your official transcript as required, or as it will be accepted by your school. Send it to maybe your dad's or your mom's place of work, or your PPA as a youth corper. Send it to maybe your company where you work, your office. Then from there you can get your transcript and send it to your school for the purpose of the application. Now some school they will even say, okay, the courier service should do it on your behalf, send it on your behalf. You can in a way have a way of talking to this courier service, get your transcript scanned and use it for the purpose of the application, because you must have a way around it. Because that is what the school require, that you should send this transcript by yourself, upload it to their platform. So there are some schools they will require that you send official transcripts. So and in this case, you have to apply to the school. The school send the transcript either by mail or by courier to the school where you are applying. This is official transcript. It must be signed and sealed. It's not going to the school for the purpose of application through you. So you have to apply to the school and do this. And there is a major challenge in this. Getting official transcript at times might delay admission process. And I think what you can do in this area is you have to speak with the school, especially when the admission decision is getting closer. Talk to them that you have actually applied for official transcripts, and maybe the registrar in your school have their challenges. You are so sure the transcript will get to them even before the final admission decision, but they are already reviewing application and your transcript is not there and they require official transcripts. What do? You can mail the graduate coordinator, talk to them of your challenges in getting your official transcript, but you have an unofficial transcript. So they are so flexible, they are not rigid. So they can allow that to send in the unofficial transcripts, they can work with that, and before the end of the admission process, the official transcript get to them so that you will not miss out from that very admission process. And also, there are some school that will require that you have your transcripts evaluated by Wellness senior. They will request that they must do a West evaluation of your result. Take note for others that I mentioned that they will require unofficial transcripts. Some schools have a way of evaluating transcripts themselves in-house. Some, because they are on a scale of 4.0, or transcripts from your school is on a scale of 4.0, 5.0, or 7.0, they don't understand. So they need ways to do that for you. And for those schools that are doing the evaluation themselves, what they usually spot out from your transcript is that they look at the upper level courses or performance from your results. Maybe the courses that you have very good grades in your 300 level, 400 level, 500 level, or in your HND2, HND1. if you do so well in those courses, they know that, oh, specifically this candidate will make a very good addition to graduate school, and they have some particular courses that goes very well with your research interest, so they'll be able to pick from the transcripts that, oh, this person has done so well in this course, and I think he has shown good strength, then he will make a good addition. Then for the West evaluation, it's so interesting that some school will require that you must have a West evaluation of your transcripts. Just they have no choice. So or they will just say evaluated transcript. They will not even mention which body to use. Because West is just the body you have to see and the rest. But I would advise that in this case you can make use of West evaluation. Sorry, I've always been mentioning West, West, West. And this is just due to the fact that West evaluation have a way of boosting your CGPA at the end of the day. I think I made a video, I think my last two videos where I was explaining the perks, the advantages of having your transcript West evaluated, particularly if you have a low CGPA. It has a way of boosting. So I also said some school will particularly require that you use West evaluation, or sorry, you use evaluated transcript for your application. That you must evaluate your transcript for the purpose of the application. And I think I'm so entangled with West evaluation. So there are some other evaluating bodies like EC and the likes, and West service is so excellent, so fast, and they are super fast, and the customer service is awesome. So I always advise people to go for West evaluation, and be beyond. West evaluation has a way of boosting your transcripts. Take for example, yeah, those one of those that graduated maybe like 2.95, 2.98, 2.8 something. After evaluating your transcript using West, you realize that you've been on 3 or 3 point something a grade point, or you have a 3.4 something, and by the time you finish up evaluating your transcripts with West as a body, you realize that you're on 3.5 or 3.5 something. So it's always very awesome, and there's a way makes your GP to get boosted. And how does that happen? I think I did that. I explained that in details in one of my videos, and you can watch that video for better details of this. What actually happened is in West evaluation you pick a course by course evaluation. That is what is very good for this for the purpose of graduate school application. They evaluate your transcript course by course, and in your school probably the school is saying you pass a course with a 40, with a 45, and in the West grading scale, pass for that same course is said to be maybe a mark of 60 or 65. And since in your school is saying that you have passed the course, but with a 40 or 45, they will just look at the equivalent of that pass in their own grading scale, the grading table. They just convert it using that equivalent of the minimum pass, which is maybe a 60 or a 65 on their table, and your 40, 45 becomes 60 or 65 or whatever minimum pass on their table is. So imagine they have done that, and in the whole of your transcript, that has affected about maybe 5-6 courses. You know what that means? And eventually you will be on a very increased or boosted CGPA. So that's one of the major reasons why it seems after evaluating transcript using words, you always have your transcripts boosted. And at the same time, when you have evaluated using the words, there's also an advantage. Always pick an option that words should keep a copy of your transcript, so that anytime you apply to other schools, they also require that you send the transcript, whether words evaluated or transcript, so to say. You can always request that West send it directly to the school. That saves the stress of going back to your school, navigating how to get your transcripts, whether official or non-official, and all those stress and money it will save you. Although you pay extra cost for asking West to keep transcripts for you, and you also pay for sending it to that body token. It's always better and gives a better result. And I want to believe that you would have value or enjoy value for this video. And West evaluation, official transcripts, unofficial transcripts. They are very key things that you need to understand as graduate school applicants in US, Europe, Canada, or UK. And I want to believe my regular watcher, they have subscribed, and thanks for keeping the my YouTube channel alive. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to specifically hit the subscribe button, like and share. Please hit subscribe and share. And you can also give suggestions in the comment box for whatever you think I can add better this channel. And we always you know yield to that positively. And you can also look at some of this information. You can get them from my blog post on www.method.com. You can check the website is in the description button, and some of these videos have blogs where I explain all these concepts. You can also enjoy, and you can always suggest whatever we can do to better the graduate school journey for every one of us. Thank you. I love you all.